how far, how good they go. We are going to be talking about childhood traumas, generally what we had to deal with as Nigerians living with our Nigerian parents. I'm sure that my parents loved me. I lost my sister. I'm a very shy person. I grew up in a house where when you hear my father coming, everybody runs to their room. If you're a parent listening to this, your children cannot be perfect. I was a very strong-willed child. I can still remember it like yesterday. It was horrible. I can still remember the drive. I kept crying and crying. I can remember how people trolled me in school. That currently I actually have 3 WAEC. I decided to start a business. My dad did not speak to me for a year. I'm talking about having difficult conversations with your children, conversations surrounding sex, childbirth. How do parents move from if a man sneezes on you, you get pregnant? How do they move from that slowly to you are 25 years, where is your husband? I knew about sex in biology class. Just being a friend, a good friend to your child knowing that there's this safe place that I have, that no matter what, mom is there for me, dad is there for me. A parent is a father or a mother, the role of a guardian. This one really hurts me. I can't stay in my parents' house for more than 24 hours. Bad memories, bad energy, bad vibe. There's no handbook for being a parent, for being a perfect parent. But all I can say is, hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is me, literally, Makan Ekanem. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. I have been waiting for you for the past month. Okay, I just celebrated my 1 month anniversary. I'm going to link the video I made in the description. Check it out. You love it. Celebrate with me. I'm super grateful. I'm super thankful. And this is our series. So basically, I am a YouTuber based in Portugal, a Nigerian YouTuber. I make vlogs of food content, chit chat videos like this one, where I just speak to my community, get vulnerable, we talk. This month, we are speaking about childhood traumas, how living with our Nigerian parents affected us positively, affected us negatively, and just generally like childhood traumas, the things that we took in from our childhood that are currently affecting our ways, our lives. The last episode was a blessing. I got a lot of feedbacks. I cannot tell you the amount of feedbacks I got. It was a lot. For some, I didn't even have the right words, and for others, I did the best I could, to be honest. Some of them were very gory, and others were just is a lot. Yeah, I'm here now with part 2. Please stay to the end of this video. If you're a parent, this video is really important. If you're a parent to be, this video would help you make the right decisions for your children. And if you are a child like me, dealing with some sort of childhood trauma, I am sure that this video would help you with navigating that whole, that whole phase of your life. So welcome. Let's get right into the video. You guys know the drill. So I'm with my phone here. So just in case you see me looking down, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, my new filming setup. So I just basically moved from the room to the parlor. I just want to try my hands out to see if the lighting is better, just so you can get quality, So yeah, that is out of the way. We are heading straight into this video. The former video, I laid the foundation where the best approach to parenting is trying to be your child's friend right from when they are young, and not just trying to build a friendship when we are already of age. I feel like at that time it's already too late. We've already had friends that we can speak to about anything when things go wrong in our lives. And I just feel like the first point of call should be our parents and not our friends. I'm not saying you should not be a parent, you should not guide, you shouldn't protect, you shouldn't all that, but just be the child's friend. Create a safe space where the child can come and reach out to you and say whatever they want to say to you. Another thing I want to mention is a charge to all the people that are dealing with childhood trauma listening to me. I want to say the totality of your whole life, right, is the summation of your daily decisions. Every single day you wake up, you make a decision. I woke up one day and decided to do YouTube. I woke up one day and decided to start a business. I woke up one day and cut my hair and said, I'm going back to write WAEC. They did not allow you to make the right decisions. They forced the decisions upon your throats. You were clueless, you were helpless like me. You didn't know what to do. For context, you should watch my first video because I gave a total breakdown of how I grew up, the type of house I grew up in, how my childhood traumas were formed, how I felt helpless. Please see that video for context. Every single day you wake up and you live in regrets and you don't do anything about that regret. I feel like you're doing yourself more harm than good. You can wake up today and decide that those things that you were not allowed to do is not too late. It is late, right? But it's not too late. You are alive. You are here. You are alive to tell the story. I feel like you should take charge of your life rather than live in regrets for the rest of your life. It might not be easy, to be honest. There are things that I missed out on. Like my mates are done with school. Some of my mates have gotten their master's degree and I'm here. I haven't even gotten a BSc. Is that late for me? Obviously, it's late, and I would never be able to catch up. But everybody has their own life, path. Every day you wake up, you have the authority to make your own decisions for yourself that would better your life. The second thing I'm going to say is anything that you did from 0 to 21 years of age wasn't your fault. And I'm saying this because of the feedbacks I got. Anything that you went through, whatever your parents did to you, if they were wicked to you, if they were somehow to you, I am speaking to you from my heart. It isn't your fault. My friend said to me the other day that the human brain doesn't mature up to 20 until the person is 25 years of age. So even this 21 that I'm giving, it's just me, saying, or the world behind today, basically more mature than our age, right? So that helpless feeling, that feeling of, oh, maybe I should have done this differently. Maybe I should have stood my ground. Let them accept their faults. Let them accept their blame. It wasn't your fault. I've come to that place in my life where I just knew that for the things that I couldn't help, that I couldn't rebel against, the points where I felt helpless and I couldn't stand my ground, it wasn't my fault. It was not my fault that I have not gotten a BSc till now. My mates are doing their masters. My mates might get married before me. My own life seems slower than other people's lives. People might be looking at me and comparing myself to my age mates. It is not my fault. The decisions that my parents made, the decisions that my guardians made are not my fault. Okay? Another thing I want to say is you will live, I wrote it down and I'm going to read it the way I wrote it. You will live many lives in one life. And for different seasons, don't let anyone box you. You are capable of doing great things. If we want to talk about people that became superstars when they were 50, when they were 70, when they were 60, we won't stand up from here. We won't leave this video. I'm just telling you today that this is me like laying the foundation for this video, because this video we are basically speaking about how I stood up for myself, how I was able to fight off childhood trauma. I would not say I'm completely healed, to be honest. I'm not going to come here and lie. Sometimes I think about some certain things, and the funny thing is my parents don't even remember some of these things. They are forever in my life. So this is me giving a charge to you how I was able to take my life back. You're going to live many lives. There was a season 1.0 of Macan. There is going to be a season 1.2. There was a season that I sold banana breads on the street of Instagram. There was a season that I was looking for admission. There was a season that I was in secondary school. Or there's a season now in my life that I'm doing YouTube. There might be a season where I'm going to be a married woman, where I'm going to be a parent, where I'm going to do great things, where I'm going to travel around the world. There would be different seasons, and when you are evolving in those seasons, do not let anybody box you. So I came with this. If you can see, this is my mini diary. I have two of this. I don't know if you can see. This is the 12th of August 2014, and I just said, God, what a life. A life full of unhappiness and sorrows, pains. Gosh, I hate myself. Diary, what kind of life am I living? Tears. Best bet is if I wrote tears, I was definitely crying. This holiday is not what I planned it to be. Man, I'm so not myself. First, my leg is getting worse. Then there's nothing to be done. It's horrible. Next, I want to make my hair and no one is interested. Next, my slippers has cut. Gosh. Every single thing is always complaints. Nobody appreciates you in this house. The one that you do, good. I cannot even read my handwriting. Appreciating them for what you've done in the first place. Dear diary, I am helpless. I don't know if you can see. Dear diary, I'm helpless completely. Can you see? This is just, and I just picked this randomly. I haven't opened this before I opened this page. Why was I even born into this kind of family? My life is a total mess, but I'm determined that after secondary school, I will be what I want to be, what I wanted for myself at least. By then, I will be on my own, never to be shouted on or chased around like a bulldog. I want to be me and stop all this pretense. God, help me. Just like my handwriting. I wake up, wash plates, cook food, clean the place, and put it in order. Somebody can never rest in this life. And all I get is insults and appreciation from my parents. But it's life. Lack of joy, lack of peace, lack of respect. Goodbye, diary. I'm just going to attach screenshots. This is a random page that I opened. Best bet is the reason I took this diary from Nigeria is because I knew like this was a huge part of my life. I was always so sad. Reading this, I can literally remember. I don't remember the exact day that I wrote that, but best bet is I remember this season of my life, how sad I felt, how manipulated I felt. I felt like doing so much and not getting appreciated. I'm just reading through this and I'm just like, oh my God. Reading this, going through this is making me emotional. But let's keep this away. This period of my life, this season of my life, I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel cared for. I didn't feel appreciated. I felt helpless. And most of my anger came from not being able to make a choice for myself. Where I'm heading to in this video is the point where I decided that I am going to come back and write WAEC. I'm not going to go into the deep details because I'm going to still respect, my family's privacy. But something happened and I came back from Calabar to Ibom. And I just came back and I was just like, I'm done with all of this. Like, I was literally in that I am done phase. I'm done. I'm not doing. Hi, my loves. This is a different day. 2 days after trying to edit, and I realized that my mic wasn't on anymore, and I'm here with heavy hearts, and I just have an obligation I have to deliver, so I'm here again. I just hope you don't miss out from the message. A lot of people have asked me if I have like a script that I follow, and truth is I have things I want to say that I just write them down in points, just flow with it. So I don't have any script. It might not just be the same video that I made the last time, but trust me, I have points that I'm going to reiterate and you won't miss the message. Let's get back to this video. Whew, it's hard. In the former video, I was saying that everybody has one life. Me and you, we both have one life. This is the one chance that I get that I would be Makan in these same scenarios, and I want to prove myself to myself. Even if I come the next time, I might not be Makan. It might not be the same scenario. So this is the one time that I get to prove myself to myself, to live your life to the fullest. The life that I know that I tried my best. At every chance I was given, at every opportunity, I gave my best shots. If you want to keep passing blames around to your parents, to your loved ones, to your guardians, your life will be miserable, to be honest. And truth is, they will not stay with you forever. And you'll be the one to struggle. So I think it is high time we all took our lives for ourselves and lived it. What makes you happy? Do what makes you happy. What makes you feel fulfilled? Do it. Find ways. If it is that you wanted to do art and they did not allow you, find more ways to express it. When there are courses to take, don't be afraid to start all over again. Truth is, it is late. Let's be honest, let's be real, but it is not too late. Try. Sorry, I'm checking my mic to see if it is still on. It is not too late to try again, and it is for your best interest, it is for your fulfillment. When I went back to write art, I cannot tell you how excited I was, and I cannot tell you how difficult it was as well. Like reading for the exams, trying to pass. I was just studying it to pass. But guess what? It was one of the best experiences. I keep telling my friends, like, going back again, and I wrote it twice. So I failed literature. I had a D7 in literature in my first one, and in the second one, I think I had a B3. Going back again to do it twice, it was the most difficult thing I had to do for myself. At that point, my mates were already in their final year. But then it was the best thing that happened to me. Just the fulfillment of, oh, I finally have my life back. Oh, I'm not going to pretend anymore to like sciences. Every single person should take charge of their lives. Take charge of your life. It is your life. It is your life to live. It is not your parents' life. It is not your guardian's life. It is not your pastor's life. It is not your friend's life. If that makes sense. The first thing that I did to take my life back was to sit back and just ask myself, how does somebody that has control over their lives, how do they act? And I just answered myself, oh, they act like they know what's up. And I decided to act like I know what's up to my parents. So when I made the decision to start my business, it wasn't, oh, help me with money. It was, I had already saved so and so money and I'm starting my business. I'm going to make it. I did not make sales in the first month, but all of my family members knew. I kept posting. When they asked me how is business, I'm like, oh, it's fine. It's doing well. It's great. I did not ask anybody for money. And this does not translate to just money alone or money talks. It was just that I knew that if it were left to them, they would not sponsor me for my baking classes. So I took my baking classes. I paid for my baking classes through the help of somebody. When it was time to start my business, I did not say, oh, give me 2K or give me 3K. I began with what I had at that point, and I grew. It gradually switched from, you should do this, I'm commanding you to do this now, I'm instructing you to do this now. It now became, oh, we are just suggesting, oh, why don't you try this out? Oh, this is just a suggestion. Oh, don't be angry. And I'm like, oh, where were you guys all my life? Like, is this all I needed to do? Like, to take charge of my life and to be in control of my decisions? This does not take away the fact of, like, honor your father and your mother. We are not going to forget that. I honor them by always informing them, oh, I'm beginning a business now. I'm going for a trade fair. I'm going to exhibit. You're welcome to support me if you want to come. I knew what I wanted. Basically, don't live in regrets. You can keep doing blames. Oh, my mom did this and that was bad. Oh, my dad did this and that was bad. Oh, I did this and this was bad. If you keep apportioning blames, what is the end of the blame? For me, when I say I regret doing this, it was like, oh, this is a life lesson. I have learned now and I am going to forge ahead. I'm going to move forward from it. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have said this. Okay, but I've already said it. And what is the end goal? What is the lesson I've learned from that? I've learned something. Even away from childhood trauma, mistakes I've made in my relationship, in my current relationships, they are just like, oh, I've learned from this. This happened. I'm sorry this happened. I apologize to myself. I apologize to the person involved. And I'm just like, okay, but we are going to learn from this. We are going to move from this. And I think that is the same way you should look at regrets. The truth is, these regrets and these blames we are portioning to different people, they are actually affecting our lives. They are affecting our lives in numerous ways, in our relationships with people. Basic friendship. We have trust issues. We have daddy issues. I had boy issues. I had boy issues. In that my diary, in one of them, I think the second one, I began it with, I hate boys. All my friends knew that I hated boys right from primary school into secondary school. I think my hate for boys diminished in like my JSS 2 transitioning to JSS 3. I wasn't speaking to any boy. If I speak to a boy, I just see you as, I was blunt for men. I had a lot of boy issues stemmed up from my childhood trauma, which was really, really bad. And it now switched from hating men, it now switched to, I need this man's validation to survive. I need to be loved by this man. And it just made me overburden the people I was in relationships with. I expected them to tell me the things I never heard at home, to love me the way I wanted to be loved by my daddy and my parents. Overburden them with love, not even with gifts. You don't even need to give me gifts. It's just with the whole love. Oh, just tell me I'm beautiful. And when I think I'm beautiful and you don't tell me I'm beautiful, it's just like, why? I might even fight with you over that. I expected them to love me genuinely for who I was. And it was the same thing that I expected of my parents. It took me a while to realize this friction. A lot of us have daddy issues, a lot of us have boy issues, and it is because of our childhood. Even in your relationships, the way you communicate with people, the way you speak to people, the way you relate with people, even in your day to day, even in it can even come up in just being jealous of your friends. For instance, Kemi and you were born the same time. How come you have prospered in life? It might even be more or less, oh, you are seeing your friend relating with their dad, and you're like, me, I'm sure nobody's, I'm sure not a daddy's girl, I'm sure not a mommy's girl, I'm nobody's girl. That jealousy, that comparison quickly, rather than you just being happy for your friend or just being excited for your friend, you will just be seeing all those small, small things coming in. You need to actually deal with this thing. And in dealing with this thing, you need two things for me. You need therapy and you need God. You cannot be whole. Because I can come here and say, take charge of your life, oh, do this, or do that, oh, you need to do this. And you're not healed from the inside. Healing starts from the inside. And when you're healed, you become whole. You need therapy. You need to process that pain. You need to process the hurts, if that makes sense. Therapy would help you. I'm going to recommend BetterHelp. I've heard Dima speak about BetterHelp. I haven't used BetterHelp, but I think BetterHelp is affordable because therapy is expensive. Let's be honest. You can do physical therapy as well. But this childhood pain and trauma deserves to be processed. You deserve healing. You deserve to be made whole. Another thing that can make you be whole is through the balm of Gilead, which is God. God is our Raphael. He's the one that heals, right? We are not going to make small of the miracle of healing the heart, right? You see how we glorify when God heals the sick, when God raises the dead. But we forget that God heals the heart, and it is not less of a miracle. God can heal your heart. God can make you whole again. You know, somebody tweeted that God does a neat job. I heard it somewhere. God does a neat job. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive the people that hurt you whilst growing up. You need to move past it. And I want us to, this is the kind of things I say to myself. I say to myself, if you die today, I want to die knowing that I was present. I want to die knowing that I lived a fulfilling life for myself. Nothing is going to make me happier than saying, this life, I lived it. This one, I lived it. And I lived my purpose. If you walk around with this childhood trauma, I don't think you would live, things would limit you. You would feel small. You would feel helpless. You know, you would doubt God. You would doubt your purpose in life. I want to live a real, I don't want to pretend. I don't want to be boxed up. For instance, speaking about parenthood in this type of way, it was something that I would never have done before. But these are the things that people need to know that they have been doing to their children. And I don't want to live a life of, oh, just having to think it up in my head and just, these are things I need to say out. I need to say out so that my heart will be free. So, yeah. What type of life do you want to live? What is your identity? What do you want to be remembered? How does Makan want to give an account? What do I want to say? I want to say, the thing I want to say is, Jesus, I lived. I lived. I lived for my friends. I lived for myself. I lived for the people around me. I lived. And these are not like the things that I could have thought about when I was younger, because I was going through these childhood traumas. One last thing for the children. To end this video, I'm going to speak to the parents. One last thing for the children. If your parent did something wicked to you, I think you should sit them down and talk to them. I think you should sit them down and tell them, this is how I felt when you did this. Oh, you never said sorry for this. You manipulated me. This is how I felt about this. This is what you did to me. Right? If they listen, it's fine. It might not change anything. But I think it gives, I did it. I'm going to be honest with you. And I did it and I felt free. It was one of the ways that I gained clarity, where they were coming from, what they were thinking. Sometimes we over exaggerate it. We say, oh, maybe they really hate us. I'm not disputing the fact that some parents really did dubious, wicked things to their children. But like sometimes we personalize it. Oh, they really hate me. Didn't do this to my siblings. I think it's better you speak to them about it. Tell them exactly how you feel. Just might never know. For the parents, I want to speak about manipulation, manipulating your children. Parents who never say I'm sorry. Parents who manipulate their children to thinking they are the ones at fault and hurting them. Somebody sent me a DM on Instagram and spoke about how there were times where her dad would wrong her, there were times where her mom would wrong her, and rather than accepting their faults, they would just they would just manipulate you. I'm angry with you, you did not do well, and they'll manipulate her into telling sorry. It needs to stop. In this generation, it genuinely needs to stop. That's what I'm going to say about that. Because, like I said, I've not been a parent before. Another thing I'm going to say is that Bible verse that says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Let me read it. This is the Amplified Version. It says, train up a child in the way he should go, teaching him to seek God's wisdom and will for his abilities and talents. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Let me read the Amplified Classic Version. Train up a child in the way he should go, and in keeping with his individual gifts and bents. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Parents abuse the scripture. In fact, even we abuse the scripture. Oh, train up a child, they will not attach, spare the rod, you spoil the child. I'm not here to say, oh, beating your children is good or not, or, me, I'll make a personal decision. Whoever has a different view should make their own. This is about you people abusing the train up a child. Listen to it again. Enhancing the gifts, guiding the child through their gifts and their talents. Why doesn't anybody read that scripture like that? I used to tell my partner that if they keep 4 of my siblings, my siblings now, like we are 4, they keep us together. None of us are the same. Like we have characters that are similar, but none of us are the same. And like I used to say that's one of the things that scare me about having children. I am different from my first brother is different from my second brother is different from my third. Nobody has equal talent. Nobody is similar to another person, even in the bloodline. And it's supposed to even be pleasing knowing that, oh, there's diversity, there's color. This is supposed to be a diverse thing. But no, what parents do is they compare. Oh, your sister is smart. Why are you not smart? Oh, your brother is good at this. Why are you not good at that? I even move from the family circle to your friends. And this is what causes sibling rivalry. This is what causes siblings to fight, to compare themselves. You are constantly comparing your children with their siblings. You're constantly comparing your children with people in church. You're constantly comparing your children with your pastor's sons and daughters who you don't even know what is happening in their house. And to you, this is training up a child in the way that he should go. And you will back it up with scripture. Forgetting his talents and gifts. Speak about Samson, for instance. The Samson's parents had to ask God, who is this person? And they allowed Samson to grow in his gifts. Imagine being born in this generation as Samson, and you have a hair. They will cut it now because it does not make sense to them. But God gave Samson that gift. Imagine you were John the Baptist's mother. Imagine you were John the Baptist's dad. The John the Baptist's father said, even refused to name him the same name that God gave. Imagine your son was paving the way for his cousin. Then you will not compare him with Jesus. You not say, say your cousin is doing the work is in Tamatako. You are here eating dried fruits in the desert, I mean the wilderness. These are the things. No two individual is the same. Help the child to grow in the knowledge in what the child is able to do. Why are you disturbing yourself? God is the one that gave you this child for you to guide. Stop comparing your children. It's not helping the way we view life. It's not helping the way we see people. Constantly, we are in a circle of comparing ourselves to our friends. We are in the circle of comparing ourselves to our loved ones. We are in the circle of always comparing. Oh, how much are you earning? Oh, I should earn, but I'm your senior, so I should earn almost the same. Oh, you are in Canada now, and me, I am in Nigeria. It doesn't make sense, but we're born on the same day. No two people are the same. That Bible portion says, guide them in their own talent and in their own. Ask God. As a parent, have you asked God what God wants to use your child for? God is the one that manufactured your child. It's not you. It's not because you had sex and you gave birth to the child. Parents, being your child shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be something that is painful. It shouldn't be, I wake up. It should be seamless. Because imagine just waking up and you're able to speak to your father. You're able to pray to God. You are able to access him. You are able, you know that he's there for you. You know that God will never leave you stranded. I don't think we as your children feel that way. And it should change. If you're listening to me, kindly reflect. Reflect. Sit again. Ask yourself questions, things you should have done, mistakes that you have made so far, and the ways you can correct them. The last thing I'm going to say to wrap up this particular video is that bitterness and resentment is a result of offense and regret. Your parents have offended you. Your child has offended you. Things have happened when you were young. Somebody did harm to you when you were young. And it has become bitterness. It has become resentment. And you are carrying that baggage. Something in your heart that you need to address. There is something in here that is hard. I don't know why I feel like crying. The Bible says you have to guard your heart. You have to guard your heart because from this flows the issues of life. You have to guard your heart because it is from here that you'll be able to be a good person. People are hurting. People are broken. People need help. I have spoken about like the two ways you can get help: through therapy, through God. Identify who your child is. Grow with your child. Guide your child. Be a friend to your child. Don't manipulate your child. The things that you not have wanted your parents to do with you, don't do it to your child. It is that simple. I just pray that God heals us. God helps us. If you have any comments that can help anybody as a parent, as a child, please don't forget to drop that comment. It is really going to help people that are going through a lot. I really got a lot of feedbacks, but like I rarely got comments on my last video. Please see that video for context. And please drop a comment because your comments can help people. Don't be shy, don't be afraid. These conversations need to be had. Drop a comment. And if you like chit chats videos like this is your time to subscribe. This is your time to actually subscribe to this channel because every single month we have series like this where we talk about things that affect our lives as 20-year-olds, life in our 20s, life as an adult, because this adulthood thing, both of us, we are trying to figure it out together. I just want to give a snippet of like the next series for next month, which is about friendship heartbreak, friendships in our teenage years, friendships as we go older, friendships even as we progress. Like I probably would have somebody speak to me about their friendships currently in their 30s, in their 40s. And yeah, I just hope you have a great day. I just hope you watch this video to the end. Send me feedbacks. I really appreciate your messages. It makes me know that I am doing something great and I am contributing, my own quota to helping humanity. Don't be afraid to send me that DM. I protect your privacy. Trust me, I'm very big on that. And I appreciate your feedbacks. So this is me signing out. Please like this video so that YouTube will know that we are doing something great here and more people need to see this video. Please share this video as well. It really helps the channel. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.